Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Juice Plus Wellness. It is Wellness Wednesday here at Juice Plus Wellness, and I have some amazing people joining me today. Our main speaker today is Mel Hobers, and Mel and I met last year, and her fun, loving way is completely infectious. She is a super mama. She is a runner. And today she's going to talk to us a little bit about the connection between movement and mental health. And Mel, I know that you are huge about low tox living, and maybe you can even throw something in about that today too, because I'm sure people would love to hear about that as well. So that's on the spot, just trying that out there to you. And then Zara's also joining us today to talk a little bit about her journey as well. So Mel, I'm going to pass it over to you. Let's get going.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Fee. And way to put me on the spot by adding that in as well. But it's okay. It's another topic that I am super, super passionate about. But it's really nice to be here with everyone. Thank you for having me on today's Wellness Wednesday session. And as you mentioned, Fee, I'm going to be speaking into the impact of exercise on our mental health. And it's a topic that is really close to my heart. It's something that I've experienced myself and also seen some loved ones experience the direct correlation and link in between their mental health and their exercise or their diet. So physical health, as we know, it's not just about us trying to get into shape. It's about nurturing our minds, our souls, our body, everything. And so I'd love to explore why movement matters and how it really deeply affects our mental well-being or our mental health. So firstly, I'm just going to define what mental health is. And it's a term that's been thrown around so much these days, but what actually is it? Really simply put, mental health encompasses our emotional, our psychological, and our social well-being. It affects how we think, how we speak, how we feel, how we act, all areas of our life. And it's a really crucial for coping with the stresses of life, for building and maintaining healthy relationships, and so many other areas. And for me, Fee mentioned that I'm a runner. I'm a self-taught runner. I got to the ripe old age of, what am I now? I'm nearly 39. So about 36 and went, right, I want to be a runner. I had seen so many people, like I've been that person that has driven past someone with their music in and just effortlessly running, or they make it look effortlessly. And I was a sprinter in the day. Athletics was my jam, but long distance, like, why would you run if you didn't have to? Why would you run long distances was my mindset growing up. But as I've gotten older, I'm surrounded by little people. I realized that I needed something that was just for me. And I love the idea of sticking my music in and just going for a run. So over the last few years, I have been learning to run. And I've actually fallen in love with what they call interval running. So there's no aspirations here to be a marathon runner or anything like that. I love my 5, my 10Ks of power walking and then running, power walking and then running. And the ripple effect and the benefits that I've experienced across all areas of my life just from incorporating this into my life has just been amazing. So for me, though, I actually stopped making my runs a priority last year. We moved, my business blew up, kids got crazy with activities, and something had to give. And to me, it was naturally that because I was driving to my running routes, we'd moved a little bit further away. I was hiding behind all these excuses. And man alive, did I notice the difference in my life over the last 12 months, how I coped with situations, my confidence, and even how I mothered and was a wife. So that's really what had me thinking about the direct link in between me not moving my body and how my mental health was affected. So mental health issues are on the rise globally, affecting millions and millions every year, especially after these last few years. So stress, anxiety, and depression, and even some other newer disorders have actually become alarmingly common, and not just in adults anymore. We're seeing it in our kids and our teenagers. It is a global phenomenon. I guess you'd call it a global crisis. And it's so important that we address the underlying issues and not simply just mask them or use a band-aid solution, as that won't help long term. And I guess why this conversation and this topic is one that we really need to be more open about and speaking more about as well. So let's talk exercise though. We all know that exercise is essential for our physical health, but over the last few years, I've been really realizing its benefits extend far beyond just my body. Research has shown that there is such a strong connection and link in between exercising and how we're moving our body and our mental health. And engaging in regular physical activity can have a profound impact, not just on our mood, but our stress levels, our overall well being, your mindset, your confidence, all of those things. And it really does create a ripple effect, as I mentioned, into all areas of our lives. So, exercise, a little bit of sciencey stuff at the moment. Exercise stimulates the production of endorphins in the body, and they're often referred to as the feel good hormones. And they're the chemicals in the brain that can reduce those feelings of pain, and it can trigger more positive feelings, leaving you with a sense of euphoria, which is not also known, ironically, as the runner's high. Now, it doesn't have to be a 45-minute, slog it out session in the gym or a 10K run. It could literally be from more moderate exercise, like a brisk walk or a gentle yoga session. Um, the studies behind the release of those feel good hormones from just small movement can really lift your spirits, and improve your outlook on life. So, in addition to boosting your mood, exercise is such a powerful stress reliever. When we're stressed, our bodies release cortisol, which is another hormone, but this one can actually have really harmful effects on both our physical and our mental health. And exercise helps to lower those cortisol levels, reducing that overall stress and anxiety. And it provides a healthy outlet for pent up tension, allows you to clear your mind, leading to a greater sense of calm and relaxation. And it has really become a way for me to sort through my feelings about something or process the happenings in the world. And I can't explain the therapeutic value that it's given me, especially over these last few years in particular. I actually often refer to my runs or my walks as my therapy, whether I've got raging music blasting and I'm running until I nearly vomit, or I'm power walking, or I'm gentle walking and I'm listening to a podcast or personal development. There's really there's no right or wrong way to do it, and there's no limits on what you can do. So I guess furthermore too, regular exercise has actually been shown to improve the quality of your sleep massively. And sleep plays a vital role in maintaining good mental health. And it's even linked to the function of our immune system, which for someone like me who suffers from chronic fatigue syndrome, you would think that that meant I slept a lot. It actually, one of the symptoms of chronic fatigue syndrome is insomnia. And the link that I've seen in my sleep quality since I've been exercising regularly is just unparalleled, which then the ripple effect is that my immune system is a lot stronger. It allows our brains to recharge and to process emotions and memories and information from the day. Exercise helps to regulate our sleep patterns, making it much easier to fall asleep. And then also, I've noticed that I've been able to stay asleep throughout the night. And by getting enough of that restorative sleep, so that deep level sleep, we're much better equipped to cope with life. I'm a much better mother. I'm a much better friend. I'm a much better mentor, coach, all the different hats I wear when I've had a good sleep, which makes sense, right? So finally, I guess exercise, it can also foster, I realized, our social connections. It's another key component of mental well-being, whether it's joining a sports team, attending a group fitness class, or simply just taking a walk with a friend. It can provide opportunities for social interaction and support, which we know is another key area to our health. And while I prefer to run by myself because I just can't wrap my head around talking to someone while I'm trying not to die while I'm running. I love being able to go for a walk with my girlfriends, or even my kids have been with me recently, and they talk my ear off, but it's a really beautiful time for us to connect out in nature. And there really is nothing like that because, as we know, the human connections can boost our mood, can reduce our feelings of loneliness, and really provide that sense of belonging that all of us deep down need, want, and crave. So, to round out today's session, the impact of exercise on our mental health cannot be overstated. It can't be underestimated. By incorporating regular physical activity into our lives, we can enhance our mood, reduce our stress, improve our sleep, foster social connections, and so much more. And I would now love to introduce you to a beautiful friend of mine, Zaz, who is going to share with us all some of her journey with exercise and how it's affected her mental health. So over to you, Zaz.
Thank you, Mel. Thank you for having me, everyone. It's great to be here. So my journey with exercise and mental health, I'm going to go back to high school. I was active. I was in all the sports teams. I was, a big contributor to all the carnivals. I was even sport house captain. And then after high school, we get out into the big world where we start working and, delving into our careers. And I took the chef path. So I am a chef. I have been a chef for 25 years. But then, the lifestyle changes happen and, you don't have time to exercise because you're working so much. So I ended up spiraling down the party lifestyle, living an unhealthy lifestyle, to be honest. And, over the years, I had a really nice life. It was great. It was fun. But then realized, along the way, I'm like, well, why aren't I active anymore? What's going on here? But I didn't look too much into it, delved into it. And then 2008 came and I was unhappy. I was in a not so great relationship. I was drinking all the time. Um, I'd taken a break off chefing and went out into the mines and worked in admin for 2 years. So I wasn't as active in my job. So I was in an office job and sitting down for, 8 to 9 hours a day. I put on 40 kilos and my mental health started declining majorly. To the point I was scared for myself. So I had to make a change. So I started going to the gym. I got out of the office work. I went back to chefing. I lost all the weight again. I lost like 35 kilos. And that was just a light bulb moment for me. I just like, my body makeup, I need to be active. I need to be moving. And, our bodies are built to move. We have to move. For everything to work together in our body, we have to move our body every day. So lost all the weight, got healthy. My mental health was great. Like I was happier. I'd left that bad relationship. And, years down the track, I started going back down the spiral because it was just something that I knew. And yeah, went back down that path. I didn't put on the weight though, because I was still working as a chef. So I was active. But my mental health was declining because I was back, in the party lifestyle, having a great time. And then I got to a point back in 2000 and or 5 years ago, 2018, 19, and I was just like, right, enough's enough. I need to make a big change. And ever since then, I've been active every day. I'm a happier version of myself, and I do not want to turn back. So, like Mel said, the reason I put on weight is because my cortisol levels skyrocketed. I wasn't active and yeah, it all, I was unhappy, which made me put on more weight because I was just like, woe is me. And that's another thing too. Only we can make that choice. Only we can make that move. No one's going to come and save us. So we have to make that decision to go, right, enough's enough. Your body's a temple, look after it. And yeah, 5 years ago when I started supplementing and adding more nutrition to my diet, my lifestyle just did a huge backflip, and I'm forever grateful to this day, where I'm working out every day now with our amazing app. And yeah, it's just amazing, and more mindful of what I'm consuming. I don't drink anymore. I don't delve into the party lifestyle. I do still socialize and have a good time, but I know my limits. So yeah, I've had a massive big lifestyle change, and I'm so forever grateful for the decisions that I've made moving forward. So yeah, that's me.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing your journey with us. I loved hearing about all of that. And, it's so like prioritizing our mental health by staying active sounds so simple. But like you said, it is a decision that only we can make. Like you can have all the doctors, all the professionals, all the family and friends telling you until the cows come home. But until you make that choice for yourself, we're just going to keep going around and around in this cycle. So, yeah, I love that for you, Zaz. Thank you for sharing. And
Thank you.
that wraps it up, really. So, chuck your sneakers on, hit the gym, go outside, grab your fertility nap, whatever it is. It's not just good for our bodies, it's good for our minds as well. So,
Yeah.
Ladies, thank you so much. That has been a wonderful reminder. And as a fitness professional and nutritionist, could not agree with both of you more. The importance of movement. And, for those of us with kids, particularly teenagers, as life gets stressful, as they start to kind of move through their teenage years, the importance of keeping them moving is just paramount. And as a mum of boys, I know for me, it was always, even after dinner, if I could see that they were just a little bit down or, dealing with teenage life and school, I would make them walk around the block with me. Twofold. Number one, they got to move and get some, energy back in the system, but also walking side by side, as you probably know, Mel, too, walking with kids, like they tend to open up more when it's not that face to face, what's going on kind of thing. It allows those conversations to open. And I guess that's the most important thing about moving and working out with a friend or family member too, is you get to kind of walk and talk or exercise and talk and kind of express what's going on. So it's kind of that, it's therapy, right? It's movement and it's talking and it's getting everything. And you're right, we do have a global crisis when it comes to our kids and teens. So, we've got more mental health issues now than ever. Our lifestyle, our pace of lifestyle is washing off on our kids. And I think too, as adults, we get to choose to be the mentor because they're always kind of watching what we're doing. So if we're head down on our phones after dinner and just like, the day's been mental, crazy, and maybe reaching for a beer or a wine or whatever, rather than getting up and moving our body, whether it's just breath work. There's so many options these days. But ladies, thank you so much. Speaking to something that I totally agree with you, so passionate about as well. It's been an honour to host you both here today. Zaz, this is your return to our Juice Plus Wellness Wednesday. So thank you for popping in again, Mel. It's been great having you here, and I hope you will come back and be on our podcast and our show again. So thank you.
Thank you.
See you, everybody.
Bye.